Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Gary Berenger, here. Joe Lati,
Here.
Robert Laraway,
Here.
Carol Shannon here, Dave Torgerson.
Here. Have a quorum, 5. Okay. Agenda is before you. Anything to add to it? If not, we'll accept with unanimous consent. Part 4 of the consent agenda. These are particular items we may want to take out and talk about. Observations for anybody? Chair will entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Latte makes a motion to accept the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Awesome.
Seconded by Berenger. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Okay, this is the first official meeting that we've had with our official new village manager, Ms. Manley. In your packet, you received about 2 weeks ago, when we were going over a contract, the 6-month goal discussion sheet. You should have one of those. Yep, I would encourage you to fill it out and stuff, because we'll meet then with Ms. Manley, or we'll take them all. And we'll come up with a consensus as to the goal, that's the goals, things that we want her to accomplish for her first 6-month review. Since this begins the first month, I don't think it'd be remiss to have those by the next meeting. Okay, so I have an idea, and then we'll go through them and then decide what it is that we want. Okay. That's all I have for this. Ms. Manager. Hey. Balls in your court.
So we'll start out in your package. You have the year-to-date code enforcement update. I have not gone out and done a lot of code enforcement. Tim and I did that right before he left. I have not had a chance to leave the office. However, I wanted to give you an update on 1023 Cordova. That was one of the cases that Tim had brought to your attention that stated we may need to go to court to remedy that situation. The property owner did get a hold of me and asked me for an extended period of time. He is in the process of selling the property, and a condition of the sale is that the entire property is cleaned up. So by the end of this weekend, he's hoping his son's going to be able to get the van and the building material out, and then by the end of May, everything else. So I did grant him through the end of May. I did save his voicemail that acknowledged everything that he told me. And hopefully he will come through on this, that the sale will go through and the home will look much better than it does today.
Oh, good. So we is getting this.
He is getting rid of the van, yep.
Just to touch on that, they have cleaned all the garbage up, that's right next door to my house. And, you know, so they are making leaps and bounds.
They are making progress,
Yeah.
advance, and over 40
Yep.
years.
Very good.
And, I know somebody else has moved in there, they're furnishing the place and.
I'm happy to
More than
hear
that.
Happy to hear.
Just sharing information, you know, because I see it, they are cleaning up,
Nice.
you're actually already, but there's still a lot to do, but.
Year to date, we've had 4 homes come in since the last meeting that have been approved, and we have 2, possibly 3 more on the way in. So I believe our building season has started, and hopefully it'll be as healthy as the last few years because we've seen a lot of growth. I completed the interview process for the office assistant position. We had 204 applications in for that position. After going through all of them, we narrowed it down to 40, and then we narrowed it down to 9 to interview. A lot of qualified people. I did ask the 40 applicants, plus I'm going to be asking the 9 if they wouldn't mind if I kept their applications on file for at least a year. to make sure, you know, if anything happens with who I ultimately end up hiring, if I could, you know, not have to go back out for interviews. All of them said yes. I've narrowed it down to two. As of today, I'll be making my decision on that a little later this week. There's 102 applications for the DPW part-time assistant. And Jerry and I just today got together. I'd given him his stack of applications to go through that had the qualifications he was seeking. And then I went through the same and I said, you know, pick the 10 that you feel is best suited for your position that you would want. I'll pick my 10 and we'll see where we land at on who we interview. We picked the same exact people with the exception of I had one person he didn't and he had two people that I didn't. So I thought that that was pretty amazing, and we will start interviewing for that, probably the first week of May. The sheriff's department stopped by, Sheriff Maine stopped by. He wanted to get together with the safety committee to go over his proposal and to answer any questions. So later in the agenda, you'll see that's why the public safety committee is on there. We're setting a date for that. The March's stats from the city PD's work is in there. Pretty standard. You can notice that they are still doing more traffic stop, which is what the council had wanted them to do, so they're following through with that. The Isabella Bank process has been completed. Tim has been removed from all accounts. And they have added myself into those accounts, as well as they finally transferred over the rest of our CD money into that sweep fund. So we are gaining a lot of interest on that versus keeping it in the CD. Planning Commission meeting was canceled this past month, so we will have our meeting in June. Just to touch base about our May meeting, it's going to be a heavy one. We have our budget, our capital improvement plan, and 2 other public hearings that we're gonna have, as well as just anything else that comes up in the meantime that we have to put on there. Committee appointments are coming up as well, so I will be sending out things to the committees if they are up for reappointment, and that will be I will send out applications for them or ask if they want to stay on, and then I'll bring it back to the council. I do have all of the election material for Carrie and the other 3 that are running, Dave. And Brent and Paul, if they so choose. I know Brent said that he was not entertaining, but I hope he changes his mind. But I have them here for everybody to pick up. If you know anybody who wants to run, please send them my way. I'll have extra copies in the office. I do plan on doing like a Facebook blast on why people should run for the council. And then lastly, I spoke with Dave Livermore today. Our brush pile is getting pretty full. And Jerry had come to me and said that he cannot push it back any farther. So I contacted Dave and we are looking at doing a controlled burn. So hopefully that will happen before we start our cleanup. That way, you know, it'll be ready to go for everybody coming in for the Memorial Day holidays to do their cleanup, because we have a lot of cleanup moving forward.
Yes, thank you for the storm.
Yeah. But I think that's it.
What are the modules behind it?
That is a home that is going in on Barcelona.
Like replacing that one before that?
Yes.
Any other questions? For our manager? Okay. You? LIPOA, nothing from them? Anybody? No? Okay. Agenda item 6 is a public hearing, ordinance 2026-02. Seasonal weight restrictions. Ms. Manager.
So last month, ordinance 2026-02 was brought to you. This creates a chapter in our codified ordinances that regulates the frost laws on the village roads.
Okay, so we have this public hearing is now opened at 7:10. Want to summarize that for us, Ms. Manley?
The proposed ordinance comes to the village council to adopt and implement seasonal weight restrictions to protect village streets, roads, and highways from damage during periods of thawing and other conditions that weaken roadway surfaces consistent with Michigan law, coordinated with the Isabella County Road Commission.
The reason we're doing this is to make it our position more legally
Correct. Enforceable.
enforceable. So we've kind of just skirted on the coattails of the Isabella County. We want to make sure that we have it for our village specifically. So it gives us more enforceability on the frost laws. Okay, public hearing is now open for public comment. Public comment, anybody send anything?
No.
Okay. Hearing is now closed. 7:11. Fast public hearing. Okay, any discussion from council members? No? Anybody?
This is just, we must follow the county's rates.
Basically, we're using the county dates, but this says that we have a resolution also. So that it's enforceable, gives us better legal standing. We have to enforce it, somebody breaks it. And we have to enforce it, it gives us more legal standing. It's not just, well, the county said,
Does that cover all our roads?
it's all our main streets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the main street.
No, I believe
No, it covers all paved,
paved.
Yeah.
all paved
All
roads,
paved.
all paved roads.
Which is a protection because of,
Cement trucks,
yeah, I know,
Um,
a lot of them coming this way.
A building and a lot of.
sounds like a lot of them are coming.
ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay, any others?
Motion to accept.
Motion made by,
2602.
motion made by Laraway to accept.
Second.
2026-02 seasonal weight restrictions, seconded by Latte. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Joe Lati,
Yes.
Robert Laraway,
Yes.
Carol Shannon, yes, Carrie Behringer,
Yes.
Dave Torgerson.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Public comments section of the meeting, anybody?
Just two quick things. One, I wanted to
Jeff
put
Gray from, what's your address?
somewhere on the west side of the village. So.
Yeah.
First thing I want to do is kudos to our new village manager. I have gotten multiple comments about people asking who is answering the questions on the Facebook page and on the neighborhood app, or next door app, I should say. And I will agree with them that they were extremely well worded, very informational. People are really appreciating it, so I wanted to make sure that you got kudos for doing that so far.
Thank you.
And then secondly, I have been in touch and talking to one of the commissioners of the county regarding the burned out house on Drew and Coldwater, trying to find out why it's taken so long for them to do anything. Apparently for the last year or so, the Isabella County Community Development Program was trying to work with the person who owns that, try to get it cleaned up, try to get things done. There's apparently been no cooperation whatsoever, so now they're done and it's now gonna be handed over to the county prosecutor to take care of stuff and go to court to get that stuff taken care of, so.
Actually, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Getting worse.
I'm sorry,
It's getting worse.
I know, he's bringing more stuff in.
Exactly.
If you notice, it's spreading to the north as well too, and
It
it's
is.
just like, no, it's already bad enough seeing the camper in there, and now he brought in some other item, but. No, I reached my wit's end at this point, so I reached out and, that particular county commissioner went and talked to the appropriate county employees who take care of the code enforcement and that kind of stuff, and filled me in this afternoon as for, you know, where they're at the county level, so. Just wanna let you guys know, we all drive by it, so. That's up.
All right. Go on to existing business, city good update.
So since we distributed the petitions last month, I just wanted to touch base and see how we are doing with getting the signatures moving forward. I know Jeff has stated he is at 20+ signatures. We have 5+ signatures here in the office. I believe
I've got about 6.
about 6. So we're sitting at, it looks like almost 40, maybe 45, so almost half of what we need.
About 8 or 10 currently,
You have
but
8.
one day next week. When
Okay.
I've been busy, I'll be going out and, knocking on doors, picking up their slack,
There you go. So if that's the case, then we have about 50 so far, which is fantastic.
I've got 2 that are coming in.
Okay,
I would, go up too, but we don't have any registered voters in our area.
I would like to revisit the options that we discussed last month on if we want to move forward with a steering committee or enhanced community outreach or implementing a more structured approach to the petition, or if you guys just want to continue the way that you're doing it, which I think is working well. I will let you know, as Jeff had stated, I have started putting infographics on our Facebook page that's supporting and educating people on cityhood and where we're at. And when they do have questions, if I can answer them right away, I do answer the questions that I can, that are valid questions. And then like today's post, off of the questions that we got from yesterday's post, it was, what can a city do and what can a village do, and what's different between the two. So I think if we just keep putting that information out there, more people will start reading it and sharing it, hopefully. But I just wanted your direction, if you wanted to just kind of continue status quo, or if you did want to get a steering committee around, or you wanted to do a more in-depth community outreach.
When do we want to get these done by what date?
It would be best to have these done by May.
Yeah,
May meeting? The May meeting, the May council meeting. So if we could get the other 50 signatures done within the next 30 days. That would help because of how long the state could take. So.
Now, I plan on going out and going door to door, I'll probably do that a couple of times on nicer days in the next upcoming week or 2. But do we have something that we notify the public that there's something here that they can come in? Okay, have we had anybody do that?
Yeah, I have 5 signatures.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
I think we can get the 100 or well, I'd like to more than 100. Yeah, we want 140. But yeah, I think we can do that by the May meeting.
Yeah.
Well, I will do what I can. I can't speak for the rest of you.
I wouldn't take your chances.
And I think if you keep the thing going in the blast and stuff, and we just start talking positively about it, I think. The biggest misunderstandings is that this is just to see whether or not the state will even let us do it.
Correct.
We're a year away from a vote.
Yeah.
And I think people have to understand that.
Yeah.
I think we make that this is just to explore the possibility, because if we don't explore it this year, it'll be 2040
Correct.
before we can do it again.
Yeah, that's what I told the people that I've talked to.
Right.
And I also reiterate to them that this is not their vote by them signing it. This is just simply people that get on a ballot, that they are still free to vote whichever way they want when the election occurs.
Right. This is just so we can explore it.
Right.
It's got a lot of hoops to jump yet.
So behind you is what I put on the Facebook page yesterday.
Yeah, I like that. Starts with us, it stays with us. Because basically it's where the money is being spent. Okay,
Thanks for that.
all right. Anything else? We all agree. Let's pound the pavement, folks.
That's
All right. New business. Introduction of 2026-27 capital improvement plan.
in the budget.
and budget.
Yeah.
So before you, you have this upcoming year's budget and capital improvement plan. This is a rough draft. What would happen after this is today you'll set the public hearing for next month's meeting. In between then and now, or now and then, you will have a finance committee where they will go through line by line. And also go through the capital improvement plan to make sure it aligns with previous years and what we have talked about this last year moving forward. And then that final document will be given to you prior to the council meeting for you to look over, and then we'll have our public hearing and hopefully adoption at that point in time. And if you need a printed copy of the budget, see me after the meeting and I will get that for you.
About the capital improvement.
It's part of it.
It'll be combined. Any questions? Same thing we do every year. Well, just about every year. Okay. Approval of Nottawa Sherman, or that. Approval of Nottawa Sherman Fire District contract. I knew I could get it out. Okay.
So before you, you have the contract for next year. It's the standard contract that we approve every year. They got the number from Denise Hall, which is our assessor for both townships. We will owe them $54,000. That's 1 mil for Broomfield Townships. And then after we approve this contract, next month, we'll have a public hearing on the special assessment rule. Just.
Yep.
I don't anticipate any issues, do you? When we sign this year after year.
Correct.
Okay. So that'll be for next month.
Correct, but I do need
Good.
a motion
We need a motion to.
to accept it because we're spending.
Right.
Motion for acceptance.
Motion made by Behringer to accept the Nottawa Sherman Township Fire Contract for 25-26,
26, 27.
or excuse me. Yeah, 26-27. And seconded by Laraway. Further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Robert Laraway,
Yes.
Carol Shannon, yes. Carrie Behringer,
Yes.
Joe Latte,
Yes.
Dave Torgerson.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, agenda item 3, under new business, finance committee meeting. Somebody forgot their phone. We don't know when we can have it, except we're gonna have it at 8 AM.
I will be. 8 AM when?
When I find my phone.
Yeah. Probably should happen in the next week or so.
Yeah.
I would like to maybe look at that first week of May,
Yeah,
Okay.
Monday or Tuesday of that first week of May, just so that whoever I do hire, hopefully I can get them in here. And they can at least be able to sit at the
Watch it.
desk and answer phones, should people come in while we're having the meeting.
Cool.
you wanna go for Tuesday at 9,
What's it, Tuesday, what's the date?
first week of May, I
I
don't know.
know, but
I don't know.
The first,
The fifth,
fifth,
5th, yeah,
fifth, May 5th,
May 5th.
9 AM. All right, I'll put it on that calendar.
That okay with you, Bob?
Yeah, prefer the mornings.
Yeah.
9 AM, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And if there's a challenge, we'll just have to get together another time
Yep,
to do it.
just go ahead and let me know if something, when you go.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
then
will, I will text you and let you know
Yeah.
for sure.
when we can send that out.
And 2 of the 3 members of the Public Safety
safety.
Committee.
When is the sheriff available?
He
Thank
seemed to
you.
be available, he's just said to give him some
24/7.
dates.
Does he like prefer weekdays?
Yes, yeah.
And it doesn't.
I don't think,
the
I don't think the
dates,
time matters, but I figured if we had a couple dates, then I could give him a couple dates and time. Times to, you know,
Yeah, I am open as long as I know in advance when I'm supposed to be here, so
Okay.
I don't have any proposed dates or any, you know,
You want this, we need to complete this before the next meeting.
yes.
I would like to, we have to have any ballot language into the township clerk by July 28th.
Was our next meeting is at the 19th?
Yes,
Okay, so. If we could do it the week of the 11th,
okay.
I have the most flexibility.
What time would be good for you?
In the morning is fine, in time between. 8:30 and. 1.
You're gonna get a hold of, send Brent those dates.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send an email out to the three of them.
Yeah, there's a couple of dates to choose from would help.
I still-
Everybody.
Sheriff's coming here. Yes. And then is there any of those that you'd be available in the afternoons? Or after a certain time?
What's the afternoon?
Like, would there be any meeting dates that you could do, like, in the afternoon or after?
Like,
like 5 or 6?
After hours?
Yeah.
Brent usually can come in the afternoon, easier than the morning.
Yeah.
As I recall.
If we can avoid Monday and Wednesday. That's-
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm not part of
I
this.
have something going on
Okay.
those evenings, but.
Yep. So a Tuesday or a
Thursday
Thursday
or
evening?
Friday.
Okay. And
I'm
then you're
fairly
good
open.
any day?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just during that week.
I will be emailing you guys then.
Anybody else? Okay, public comments.
Just a quick reminder that there is an election on May 5th. Broomfield Township residents will be going to Wheatland Township Hall to vote. Sherman Township can go to Sherman Township is as normal. So, and they're asking for a 25-year bond to cover a whole bunch of stuff. If you're interested, you can look it up online too, so. So normal voting hour is 7 AM to 8 PM. And you can get a hold of Denise Hall, or excuse me, Denise Livermore. If you want to, an absentee ballot.
Okay. Council comments? Next meeting is May 19th, right?
Correct.
And,
I'm pretty full of vendor.
we're full. Okay, seeing nothing else, you stand adjourned.